Alright, what's going on, guys? Try back again, here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing my first review for the series premiere for Invincible, the television series. Alright, and this will be my review for the first episode only. So they have released already on Amazon Prime Video the first 3 episodes of Invincible. They released them, it looks like, yesterday around the 25th, 26th on Amazon Prime Video. So basically, if you have an Amazon Prime subscription where they give you a deal on shipping and whatnot, all the Prime products and everything, then you can sign into your Amazon account. At the top right, you can go into Prime Video, and you can watch Invincible streaming right now anytime. So the first 3 episodes have been posted. This review will just be for the first episode. It's about time, and it looks like the first season has 8 episodes listed. After these first 3 that they're kind of giving to us all at once, the following episodes will be released in a weekly basis going up until April 30th, 2021. So 1 additional episode per week. And each episode, at least the first episode, looks like it's about 45 minutes in terms of runtime, or 48 minutes, and then second is 44, third is 42. Okay, so I have been a fan of Invincible pretty much almost as long as I've been a fan of The Walking Dead. Here I have the first trade volume of Invincible. This is Family Matters, and the second, which is 8 is Enough. So, as I mentioned a few times and suggested the series to people, this is the creator of The Walking Dead, Robert Kirkman's other big series, other big comic book series that ran for a very long time as well. I want to say almost as long as, did it run as long as Walking Dead? Not quite as many issues, but it did have a very, very long runtime, and it's fantastic. It's absolutely amazing, and it's a lot of fun. I think that the first episode basically... it's definitely not slow paced or anything. Comparing it to the comic book version, I want to say the first episode of the show goes through maybe both of the first 2, well, sort of parts of them. There's some parts that are not quite there, but yeah. Almost the first 2 trades, or at least a good portion. Yeah, a good portion of the first. It picks some parts. It's not exactly in the same order as the comics, but there is quite a bit included here in this first episode by itself. So it's definitely not coming at it with a slow pace or anything. At the end of the first, I won't get into too many spoilers or anything, but there is a really nice twist at the end of the first episode. Similarly with the comic, if you ever read the comic, you'll know about the twist. It has something to do with 8 is Enough and Omni-Man, which is really great stuff. And so to see it in the animated version versus the comic version, it's really incredible. Really, really incredible. I think that the art of the series, the animation of the show, is something I'm not even really used to right now, because I love anime and I love animated series, cartoon series that we get in North America, but we don't get that many anymore. There's hardly any really good, when I was younger stuff, you get Saturday morning cartoons, you would have Turtles, X-Men animated series, Batman animated series, Justice League, which is a good one to bring up to compare to this, Spider-Man animated series, all this different stuff. There are some cartoons still, and there's always some cartoons being produced, but I feel like hardly any that are really that good to me or that I really enjoy that much. So in terms of the look for the animated series from Invincible, it almost reminds me, it's like a mishmash. It's almost like half anime, sort of, and what we're used to seeing in anime, like something like Dragon Ball Super or something, which is a good comparison, especially when they're flying around and whatnot, or fighting when Invincible's like, punching or smashing somebody, or Omni-Man's doing his stuff. It's kind of like a mix between maybe anime, your classic superhero Justice League type of comics, Superman, Batman, Justice League type of stuff, and maybe Superboy, something like this, and Walking Dead, maybe. So it's probably the best way for me to describe it is it's kind of a combination of those things. You have some brutality, some blood, some gore of what you would usually see from something like Walking Dead, and then you have the superhero type of stuff that you would see in like Justice League with sort of the animation style and quality that you really only would see, I want to say, in anime mostly, because our stuff in North America just. We really suck compared to what they've been up to in the last, I want to say, almost ever, but 20, 30 years in Japan. They've been doing some incredible anime. Their stuff looks beautiful. It's awesome. The way they move, the animation styles, the way they can do all kinds of really cool stuff that makes us look very primitive, even with our best stuff, which might be like the DC animated movies. So it looks fantastic. We have Steven Yeun playing Mark Grayson, and he's perfect. As you might expect, you could not pick a better person to play the lead for Invincible as Glenn from The Walking Dead, Steven Yeun, because he's got that heart in his voice. He has sort of a sense of kind of innocence in the way he delivers his lines, and I think it's just how he is naturally, actually. I don't even think he's acting. I just think that's him. That's how he is. Not that I know him personally or anything, but, it's the same with Glenn, right, in Walking Dead. So you have that. You have J.K. Simmons playing Nolan Grayson or Omni-Man, which is really fantastic, because you probably, if you, by name, he played... he was in Spider-Man, right? He played J. Jonah Jameson. So he's got one of those kind of classic type of voices that if anyone watched like the Sam Raimi Spider-Man movies, you just know who he is right away. He's been in a million things too anyway. So you just kind of know who he is right away. You kind of recognize him right away. And there's some other Walking Dead alums in this too that I was there's John Hamm in this. There's Lenny James is in this. He plays Darkwing, who I want to say is sort of like, he's kind of like their Batman in this sort of universe, because they kind of have, so they sort of have an equivalency of with, this here with 8. 8 is enough in this one. This is going, I haven't read this in a long time, I'm going way back here, but they sort of have an equivalent of what you would call like Justice League from DC, so you have kind of Darkwing, so he's sort of like their Batman. It's just funny, like, because when you're watching Amazon Prime, you can kind of see the names as you're kind of going around. You even have Chad Coleman in this, so just a lot of old school Walking Dead. Ross Marquand is in it. He plays a few different ones. He plays Aquarius, which is funny, and then Sonequa Martin Green plays Green Ghost, which is very cool. So it's just cool to see John Hamm, if you're a fan of Mad Men, and Mark Hamill, I can't believe is Art in this. So just some really cool ones for that. So the first episode, really incredible, I think. The premiere, it looks great. You have kind of the high school type of stuff going on with Mark that sort of most reminds me of like a Spider-Man type of thing, which it did in the comics as well too. He gets beaten up in school, whatever, until then he starts to develop his powers, so the bully can't beat him up anymore. And and then you go from there, kind of training with Omni-Man, training with his father, because he's really the only one who could teach him, and then going through to the end here with the nice twist with what happens there, which we won't get into, but it's pretty gory, it's pretty awesome, and I think it's great. You also get the are they the Mauler twins? Because I'm trying to remember. There's a lot of different like villains in Invincible that are really fun and really kind of cool, but they're easily forgettable. Like, I've read Invincible over a few times, but I just forget. I forget something because it's been a while. Maybe I should go through and read some more of the trades, get ready for this, because it's just so cool. It's very, very, very well done. So in terms of score for the first episode, I'm going to give it a 9.3 out of 10. I want to watch that last, at the end of the first episode, like that last maybe 5 to 10 minute scene. I want to watch that a few times because it's just, I won't spoil it, but it's super cool. And the slow-mo, everything like that. It's and then the brutality as well. It's just something. It's something different, and I think that's a good thing, because there's a million different properties out there right now. But I can say that really there isn't anything like Invincible, because it's sort of, like I said, a mixture of all those different things, and you just don't see, that kind of, those kind of effects, or you don't feel that kind of maybe fear when you're watching like a usual cartoon series, or even anime a lot of times, if you're watching something like Naruto, as you do in here, even though there's some character deaths, but definitely not like this in the first episode. You see what happens. It's pretty awesome. So I think it's enough to get viewers hooked, and I think it's great. So 9.3 out of 10. It's about time for the first episode. Can't wait to watch the rest. It's definitely a lot of fun, and at least for me, the most fun new series I've seen, the most promising and most fun new series that I've seen so far out of the year. So let me know what you guys think. If you got a chance to watch, leave your comments below. If you ever read Invincible, I've been recommending to people for many years now, probably 5 or 6 years, probably longer actually. Leave a comment below. Let me know what you guys think. Kind of a non-spoiler review here for the first episode. A lot of fun, man. And oh man, this is so cool because it's just something new. Like it brings me back to, like, you know, old school animated stuff, but then it's something new because those definitely did not have this level of brutality, and also the art is even better because now it's 2021 and this sort of incorporates what I would consider to be anime type of a style, which we just, you know, we don't get to see the combination of those things just about ever. That's it for this review, guys. Leave your comments below, and I'll see you back in soon for another video. As always, it's Trev, and I'm saying peace later, guys. See you soon.